because as much as I do talk every single day as my job, I'm really bad. So, bear with me. Okay, so my name's Melissa and I'm a bit of a multitasker. I'm concept manager and master trainer at One Rebel. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a fitness consultant, online fitness expert, and I'm a mum to 2 children. So I kind of do a bit of everything. But they're at home today, thank God. I should have brought them. They might have broken the ice a little bit. So I was 21 when I entered into the fitness industry. It was 2002. Yes, I'm 34, thanks Mum, for the good genes. But in my world there was no internet on phones, let alone Instagram, Facebook or Twitter. If you wanted to speak to somebody, you found them. If you wanted to go on the internet, you went to an internet cafe. And you paid for it. There was no internet fame, there was no Fitspo, it just didn't exist. Fast forward 7 years, and the integration of social media was in full effect, namely Facebook and Twitter. And 5 years ago I would have said that there was no wrong in social media. People used it for evil, but that's people, not social media. Now I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with social media. For me, if it wasn't for social media, Fempower wouldn't need to exist, but it also wouldn't exist without it, if that makes sense. So back when I was young and impressionable, as opposed to now, growing and pretty much unimpressed, the main influences on my identity were models, singers, Hollywood actresses. But I was impressionable, not stupid. We all know that they're photoshopped, starved, occasionally corrected, and above all, just completely unrealistic. More recently, however, we're presented with social media, with real people posting pictures of their real lives, and we feel a real pressure to live up to these ideals. These are real women, right? Just like us. They work out sometimes twice a day, they only eat clean food, and they never have off days. Their skin's flawless, their abs are tight, their asses are tighter. They don't eat burgers, they never have a Diet Coke, and hell no to singing the Pantene Pringles all day. Hashtag Pantene Pringles Day. It doesn't. So these are our role models, right? But there's 2 pieces of information I think that Fempower want to get out there. So 1, these people allow us to see what they choose us to see. They only show us the good, the positive, and the beautiful. They're just as vulnerable to the Photoshop pictures on fitness magazines, etc. Okay? They're perpetuating a myth that even they don't really live, let's be honest. The lifestyle that they're trying to promote, it's not healthy. It's not healthy to work out twice a day on a deficit of calories. It's not healthy to be at very low body fat, especially for women, but not exclusively. And it's not healthy to deny yourself pizza and beer with your friends. It's just, you know, why miss out on that stuff? Women are literally killing themselves, and I know that sounds really dramatic, but it's kind of true, to live up to a completely unrealistic expectation. So, about my story, I guess, and why I'm here tonight. In 2013, I spent 9 months getting lean. So I've had 2 children, inevitably put on a bit of weight, all that stuff. I got down to 51 kilos and approximately 9% body fat. So I was completely shredded. So most people, when they saw me, were like, wow, look at your abs, you're incredible, it's awesome. But they've got no idea of what actually was going on behind the scenes and how I actually felt day to day. And that's what I want to share with you today. So for 9 months, my diet was pretty much chicken, eggs, broccoli, eggs, chicken, cottage cheese, the occasional apple. I would make pizzas on fajita wraps with like low-fat cheese. They were awful. I told myself they were awesome. They weren't. So I was doing it for Fitch macros, and I would sort of work in the odd peanut butter cup or Oreo cookie, at which point that meant I didn't eat very much that day, because obviously that's a lot of calories. But, you know, I wanted to do it. I wanted to get drinking. I wanted to live up to something. I'd occasionally fall off the wagon, which I affectionately like to call Skittlegate. A lot of Skittles were consumed on those days. And I was basically displaying binge eating behaviour. So binge, purge, rinse, repeat for 9 months. I was lean. I danced. It was good. I trained religiously. Moderate 3 to 4 times a week. I would lift heavily. And if I didn't train, I'd feel pretty guilty about it, so I'd try and think of ways to work it up. If I went for a long ride on my bike or something like that. But to be honest with you, I wasn't unhappy. I looked in the mirror, I loved my abs. You know, there was never a time when I thought this is not a good thing that I was doing. It was bearable. I was very inventive with my diet, so I would try and work out how to make treat foods and stuff. We all do that. A healthy pizza, you know, steak and chips and stuff like that. It wasn't really. But I had no social life. I didn't spend time with friends and family because I didn't understand what I was doing. My family absolutely despised what I was doing. My friends tolerated the Tupperware. One would even cook me chicken and broccoli on curry now. Bit of a gem. But apart from that, and the fact that I was robbing myself of the joy of food, and food is an amazing thing. Those waffles, they're amazing. I was happy at the time. I had loads of energy. It was all a good thing until about 8 weeks out from stopping dieting. So when I got really lean, so let's say 11% body fat, it all started to change. And that's really down to science. So I'm going to try and break this down to you in the best way that I know how. So the more body fat you have, the easier your body's going to give it up. You've got loads of body fat, cool, get rid of it all. But think of your body fat as your body's insurance policy, okay? This is when I'm going to get inventive with my storytelling. So say you're a healthy 25% body fat, and we have a zombie apocalypse. Could happen. Absolutely could happen, right? Say this. So say you've only got 10 of beans to eat a day, but you're 25% body fat. You're going to be alright, you're going to survive, you're going to fight the zombies, you're going to be good, okay? Because you've got those fat stores, you're going to use the fat stores to keep you alive, to kill the zombies, etc. Your body wants you to have a decent amount of body fat. It looks after your internal organs, it keeps you safe if there was something terrible that happened. It's a good thing to have body fat. Okay? The lower your body fat gets, the more your body's going to work to persuade you not to lose that body fat. Because it doesn't want to get you there. Because it believes you're starving, which that's not who you are. The things your body will do in these sets of circumstances, it varies from person to person, but inevitably everything's going to slow down. And in my case, I didn't want to train, I didn't want to talk to anybody. Remember, I've got 2 children, that's not easy. My concentration was shot. I'd fall asleep literally in the middle of having conversations with my boyfriend at 7 o'clock at night. It was terrible. If I left my charger upstairs, I would be genuinely upset. Like, what? I actually have to walk upstairs now and use energy. I didn't want to do it. Like, talking was just, horrible. It was awful. Hold on. I've lost my place. So recovery took longer for workouts because your body is going to use those nutrients for your organs and your bodily functions and all that stuff before it will recovery. I was dizzy, my hair wasn't growing, I was tired all the time, and I was just pissed off and miserable all the time. The final straw that came, so I'm going to get a bit personal, guys, sorry. My period stopped, and I realised I hadn't had my period for 2 months. I wasn't pregnant. I did about 6 tests, hoping, God, please God, be pregnant, because if not, what the hell have I done to myself? I wasn't pregnant. I had to screwed myself up, basically. Speaking. Okay. So I'm 32, well, not now, I'm older than that now, 34. But I was 32 at the time, and wisdom, experience told me, shit, this is not a good thing. Like, something's wrong here, and I need to fix it. On my son's birthday, 17th of September, I watched while my whole family ate cake, and I sat there like this. I'm not going to break my diet. A week later, I ate the remaining of the cake, a jar of chocolate peanut butter, 4 chocolate bars, and 3 packets of crisps. No lie, that's what I did. I was a bit sick, cried a little, and decided, I'm done. This is it. I'm not doing this anymore, and I stopped dieting. And that was that experience, I guess. But it took me going through that experience to realise I would never, under any circumstances, get that lean again. And I've never worked with somebody who wanted to get that lean. I'm a personal trainer. If people come to me wanting that, I send them on their way. They can go and do it with somebody else because I don't believe in it. I don't think that there is anything healthy about getting that extremely lean. Sure, you know, you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to be a healthy body fat, but 9% on a woman, no, I don't agree with it. So don't do it. Following that, I went on the seafood and eat diet. It was amazing. Put on loads of weight. By Christmas, felt shit about myself again. As you do. However, rather than going back on a diet, I was like, right, I just need to make a few tweaks. I need to be a little bit more aware of what I'm eating. Let's not, you know, eat peanut butter bagels all day. It's not necessarily a good thing. And I focused in on my powerlifting journey because peanut butter bagels do make you lift quite heavy. Well, obviously, I'm training. So it took a bit of time. By the following September, I was genuinely in love with my body. I was teaching 6 to 10 spin classes a week. I was squatting 90 kilos and training. In November 2014, I placed second in my first powerlifting meet. I squatted 100 kilos, I deadlifted 120 kilos, and I benched 65 kilos and qualified for nationals. And actually, as a bonus, I looked in the mirror and thought, yeah, you look alright, you're okay. And I love my body now. I love it because of what it can do. It can do anything, and I truly believe, like, if I set my mind on anything physically, I could do it, including fighting zombies. Okay. So body image has always been an issue. In the 1500s, we were wearing corsets. Like, body image issues are not a new thing. However, social media amplifies that massively, and it makes it dangerous. The extent that some of us are willing to go to, including myself at that stage in my life, is scary to me, just for a physique that doesn't actually do anything for you. And this is why Fempower started. So I've always wanted to work with women, ever since I got into dance when I was a teenager, and fitness later on. I've always wanted to help women feel better when they wake up in the morning, when they look at themselves in the mirror, and how they feel about their self-esteem. And Fempower was born in a response to a demand for women to look at themselves as more than a selfie and what they see in the mirror. And I believe as long as a woman is healthy, there's no such thing as too fat, thin, tall. Okay? Healthy being the operative word. And that's really important. It is important to be fit and healthy. My plan was hopefully to get maybe 10 women to run an obstacle course race. That'd be fun. We'll just run an obstacle course race, we'll spread some positive vibes about our bodies, and it'll be a nice little thing that we do. And today, we have 49 women on our team. Basically, over the last 8 weeks, everyone's just emailing me. They all want to be part of the team. 49.
I was going to say
50. Anybody else? And between now, it's in April 23rd, we want to obviously train together, sweat together, build a community, talk about nutrition, talk about body image, and just basically spread happy vibes about ourselves. We want to spread the message that we're more than our selfies. We're more than the image we see in the mirror when we wake up on a bad day. We're so much more than that, and that we're enough. Hashtag, I am enough. And that's it. That's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Like, I've not had that.